Hello everybody and welcome to my Bio 150 presentation. Today I'm going to talk about chickenpox. What is chickenpox? Chickenpox is a viral illness caused by the virus known as varicella zoster. Symptoms for chickenpox. Chickenpox usually begins with a onset slight fever, runny nose, as well as generally feeling unwell. You can really, it's like a regular symptoms for like either a cold or a or just a cold or general cold. But within the next days, it makes more clear that it's chickenpox because you will start getting skin rash. The rash usually appear over 3 to 4 days after the first symptoms or signs of chickenpox. The causative agent is called human herpes virus 3 or HHV3, also known as varicella zoster virus or VZV. Pathogenesis and epidemiology. Varicella zoster is transmitted through inhalation of infected respiratory secretions or contact with infectious skin lesions. Also, the virus is spread via coughing and sneezing, as this allows the viral containing droplets to become airborne. VCV incubation period, it's it's between 10 to 21 days, and it's most contagious through physical contact few days before the first symptoms occur. During this period, the virus spreads to the lymph nodes, the liver, and the lungs. This process is known as primary viremia. As it progresses, the virus makes its way to the skin, which it causes the little bumps and of course the rash that is usual with chickenpox. This process is known as secondary viremia. Varicella chickenpox as an endemic disease, meaning it occurs at a constant but relatively high rate in a particular population. In fact, the virus has kept almost 100% rate of consistent prevalence from generation to generation, because the mode of transmission of VZV is primarily respiratory. There is a higher rate of infection in group settings as daycare, schools, and churches. Chickenpox is not restricted to any particular season. Yet, these incidents typically occurs in the winter and spring months. This is most likely due to several factors. One of them is recirculated air during the home heating season, the proximity or closeness, as in like crowding indoors, and as well as dry mucous membranes, which increase a person's susceptibility. All of these factors are influenced by the means of transmissions. How chickenpox is diagnosed. Most cases can be diagnosed based on the symptoms and the appearance of the rash on your skin, and sometimes the diagnosis is confirmed by testing samples taken from the rash or from directly from the blood. Prevention. This is the part where I really like to emphasize something. Nowadays, parents don't like to vaccine their kids. I'm honestly not agree with not vaccinating my future kid, because there are just so many viruses that a baby can be so vulnerable to it. Um, the best way to prevent chickenpox is um, vaccinating. Uh, Vaccinating your children and your adolescents and adults. You usually should get 2 doses of chickenpox vaccines. Um, I guess it's usually they do it while born, when the baby's born, or in the middle of like youthhood, because if you get it when you get to an adult age, it could be deadly. It's a very serious illness if you contract it when you are an adult. Chickenpox vaccines are very safe and effective at preventing the disease. Most people who get the vaccine will not get chickenpox. If a vaccinated person does get chickenpox, the virus, I mean, all the process of the virus will be very mild. It will not be as big or hard on you. Usually with soft fever, just few red spots or blisters. Chickenpox prevents almost all of the severe cases. Treatment. There are several things that you can do at home to help relieve the symptoms and prevent skin infections. One of them is calamine lotion. Um, I remember when I got chickenpox. My grandma, it happened while my grandma was in my city visiting. So when she gets home, she saw me all full of like little pots and stuff. I remember clearly that she kind of made the oatmeal, dry oatmeal. No, well, not oatmeal, I'm sorry. Um, Oat flakes. Oat flakes. She make them dust. Um, and she mixed it with honey, pure honey. And I remember my whole self, face, arms, everywhere where I had the chickenpox, I was filled with that little paste cream that she made. It helped so much. I remember it was a great treatment, from home. Also, over the counter, doctors will not prescribe you something exactly for chickenpox because they will let the illness take its own course. There is really nothing that might stop the itching as just a lotion. They might prescribe something if it's too bad, but other than that, they will not. For the fever, they will prescribe something that has no aspirin in it as a acetaminophen, just to relieve the fever. Um, if you use aspirin containing products to relieve chickenpox, the use of aspirin in children has been associated to severe disease that affects the liver, brain, and it can cause death in kids. Now, I also wanted to add something. Um, some people will contact their doctors when getting chickenpox. Some other people will not just contact because they know the illness it will take its course. But you really need to contact your doctor if you are less than 1 year old, if you are older than 12 years old, you are pregnant, or or you have a very weak immune system. Virulence factors. The virus remains latent in the dorsal root ganglia, and it might get reactivated later on in life. And to this reactivation, it usually happens in adult bodies. That's when we call it shingles. In conclusion, chickenpox is a very common illness among children, most likely children. But now we'll know that it's very hard if you contract it while you're an adult. One of the most important things to me throughout this project, this video, is prevention. Many things can be, cured if we prevent, and mostly in pregnant women, will will um, will be very bad because chickenpox can cause deformations to the baby. And thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did my best, and I just hope you guys learned something from it. Thank you. Bye.